All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do 7 unboxings today of comics that when I see them, I get them. Now, of course, what I always tell people is when you're talking about comics for speculation, there are always risks involved. So please do not, if you see one of these comics, just go straight to eBay or any of the sites and just buy something. Do your research. Make sure you know what the prices are. Do not overspend, because one of the biggest questions I get all the time from people is whatever particular comic they're talking about, they're saying, do you think that's a good deal? Well, a good deal depends on the price you pay for something. I mean, you can have an Amazing Fantasy 15, but if you spend $2 million on a book that's worth $1 million, well, you may have a great book, but you definitely didn't get a great deal. And on the other end of the coin, you could have a comic that's worth $10 that you bought for 25 cents. So it always depends on the price. So just because you see a book, don't just buy the first thing you see. Go by condition, go by price, go by what previous people paid for it, and try and make deals. Because if you saw the video that I did yesterday, and if you haven't, I hope you do, there was a book I bought that was for a buy it now price with no best offer option. I ended up contacting them and got $900 off of the price. So you can make deals happen. So you're limited to your abilities and your effort. So please, just because when you see these books, don't just buy the first one you see. You'll notice, because I always give the price, you will see on most of these books, I'm either ahead of the curve because I'm buying them before everybody else, and I have a pretty decent track record of books that I buy way before they increase in value. Or you'll see they're books that are currently really hot now, but I got undervalued of what they're worth. Because there are always deals out there. Unless you don't bother to think there is, and then you don't make any effort, and you wonder why things don't happen. So one of the things I always say is change your concepts, change your mindsets, and you'd be amazed at the things you can achieve. Alright, so we have enough people in. I want to let everybody know about the cashback program. If you sign up for it, I put the link in the comments, in the live chat. Also, it's in the description. It's now $30 cashback bonus. So if you spend $30 or more after you sign up, if it's your first time signing up, just click on the link that I provide. Because not only does that help you, it helps me, because I get a one-time referral fee. If you spend $30 within the first 90 days, you'll get a $30 cashback bonus. So take advantage of that if you haven't. And if you could share the link, it definitely helps my channel, so I really appreciate that. 10 people already liked this video, so again, I appreciate that. And even if you're not a subscriber, join the live chat, be a part of the conversation, because I always pick one, if not two people to be the surprise subscriber shoutouts. And there are some, minor benefits, but there's some benefits to it. So hopefully you will join in to the conversation. And let's put on the video camera. We're going to go to the first one. Now, we're going to go to the cheapest book. In other words, the ones you could get at cheaper prices, to the more expensive books. But like I said, deals are always out there. Now, this particular book was one I recommended probably about maybe 6 months ago. Maybe a little bit more than that. But there is now a movie deal that has been confirmed. It's I think either a cartoon, or they're going to do computer generated, but they have confirmed there is a movie for this. So like I said, I'm pretty good at getting things before they start to skyrocket. Now, even with this confirmation, this book has not gone up yet. I don't think enough people got the information, but I probably have about 15 to 20 copies of this book at this point. And it's a book I've recommended before, but I would highly recommend you get now. So they put an additional bag and board. So let me just put those aside, because one of the tips that I always tell people is, when you get extra ones of these, don't throw them out, because you can put them in the back of your already brand new backing boards, so you could give a little bit more support. So even if these are dirty, you put your regular clean backing board behind the comic, and then maybe use one or two of these behind it. Gives them more stability, especially with your more valuable books. So there's a tip. Now this one they threw in a bonus book, but this is Injustice, Gods Among Us, This is the game variant. This is issue 1, and then they had Injustice 2, so they threw that in. So it came out to like $20 and change, so I average it between the two. It's $10.65 each, so this one alone is worth it. But if you can get your hands on this book, especially this version, I still think eventually down the line they will do a live version of this. I guess they want to see if the, I guess, like I said, it's either a cartoon or the computer-generated version. This is definitely a book worth getting. So give me a second. I think the cat's going crazy. There we go. For those of you who don't see my cats very often, this is one of the cats. This is Buddy. This is one of the cats we brought from outside. He was born outside, but we brought him in. So sorry about that. All right, so that was number 1. That one, like I said, you could still get that for pretty cheap prices. So that one is one to get. Now, of course, the regular cover A has an amazing cover. So that's another book to obviously get. But like I said, I was telling people months ago to get those books because I had a feeling, especially when you saw the Zack Snyder, I guess, redo with his 6-hour long movie, and they threw in a nice bent comic. Oh, and they used, what the heck is this? A coverless Silver Age Spider-Man book. At least I think it is. I'll have to look at that. Alright, so they use those as support. That's interesting. Gotta love people sometimes. So instead of using like toilet tissue or wrapping paper, they decided to take 2 comics and use it on the sides to support it. Okay then. Alright. Alright, so they did have some bubble wrap. Oh, and by the way, if you see the door close, I had a couple of people say this all the time. It's not a ghost. My wife will shut the door. That would be cool if I had a ghost. But apparently if I did, it would be a ghost that doesn't like it when I make videos. But it's so funny. Every time that happens, somebody always puts in the comments section that, Chris, I don't know if you were aware, but I think you have a ghost. So, no ghost, just my wife. Alright, so they tape this pretty good. Always like that. There's several copies of this book. Okay. Now, alright. You guys always know I love when they use regular tape because it makes it so much easier to get these out. I always like to do these live. So this way, if there's any problems, you can see them, and you can also see, you know, I'm not one of those people that'll try and make drama by editing a video and pretending something is that's not. So sometimes when you're doing live, you're going to have situations like this arise, but that's okay. Yeah, jeez. I think they taped every single one of them together. But this, again, this is purely speculation. I actually have the first, I think, 30 of these that I got when I was a kid. But you want to add to your position. And if you're an investor, you know what that means. Alright. Trying to do this as quick as I can. So, these are definitely books that I think, in my opinion, are worth taking the chance on. Obviously not all of them, because this is the first couple of the run of this book, so you may not have to go that far. But I'll show you the ones you definitely do want to get. Alright, okay, there we go. So, here we go. He's got them all backwards. These are the 2 main ones that you want to get. I probably have about 20 copies of this at this time. Excalibur #1. This is the first appearance of Widget, so there is a first appearance. That is, if you know Excalibur, and like I said, I collected this when I was in college. Widget is basically a robot that's just a head, and it kind of floats around. And if you have this book, which I now probably have 35 to 40 copies of now, like I said, I'm going all in on this one. You'll see on the back of this book, actually I'll show you. Now they threw in 2, 4 through 7, but this right here is Widget. I actually love these characters. This looks easily 9.4 to 9.6. Because this book, probably a lot of people have had for a long time. And you can see they paid a grand total of $5 for this book. I actually paid less. They paid $12 for this book. I paid $19.50 for the whole lot. So like I said, they threw in a couple of the other issues. So there have been rumors that Excalibur could have their own movie or TV show, or at the very least, Captain Britain will be showing up. So this is issues 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of the things I like on these first couple of issues, on the back of the book is another artwork instead of just an advertisement. So I paid a grand total, so there's 8 comics altogether. I paid $2.78 a piece. So these two alone is totally worth it. But absolutely, this is the first appearance of Excalibur. This is a must-have. Now, there are some that have a no-price variant. If you can get one that doesn't have the price on it, snatch it up. But also keep in mind, there is a second and third print. The third print does not say who wrote it. I think it's by The Sword is Drawn. So you have to make sure that you're getting the first print. But of course, you know, these days, first and second prints, you know, can do well as well. But I paid, like I said, $19.50 for the whole thing, which comes out to $2.78 a book. That is definitely some books I would highly recommend getting. You're taking a chance on those first two that I showed. Well, actually, not even the first one I showed, because they've already confirmed a movie. How good it's going to be depends. But that second one, I trust my instincts. And I have a feeling that it may take a couple of years from now. That's one of the things, another thing about speculating is you have to have patience. Because, like, for example, when I was telling people to get Ultimate Fallout 4 and Edge of Spider-Verse 2, that was back in 2016. So it took about 4 or 5 years before they really established themselves. But, man, have they not established themselves at this point? So don't always think that every comic you buy is going to go from $5 to $5,000 in the span of 2 weeks. You know, sometimes it could take a year or two. Sometimes it could take a decade or two. You know, like I said, if you're my age, and I'm 50, if you bought Amazing Spider-Man 300, New Mutants 98, X-Men 266, you couldn't sell them for $50 10 years ago. But look at what they are now. So sometimes it could take decades. But, you know, that's the whole risk about investing. There are no guarantees, but you want to make sure, this one looks nice, that you have patience. It's another book. I have probably 6 or 7 copies of at this point. To me, this is a no-brainer. This has such a following, and a cult following at that it's just a matter of time before these books become out of reach. Because it's a modern book, it's probably going to take another 5 to 10 years. But you'll see it. I've shown this so many different times. Rick and Morty #1, first print. This, in my opinion, is an absolute must-have and is so undervalued for where it's headed. Because like I say, when it comes to speculation, you don't base things on what prices are. You base them on where you believe they are going. Now, Rick and Morty, it has a cult following. It's religious at this point. They already guaranteed at least another 5 or 6 to 7 seasons, depending on how many episodes, because it was based on the amount of episodes. So the seasons will depend on how many episodes they have. And that's before it will get renewed, unless it tanks. I mean, you're talking another 5 to 7 years worth of Rick and Morty And if they continue to go in the direction they're going, this is just going to get more and more popular. So for me, this is a no-brainer to stack up on these books. It's a modern book that is affordable now, unless, of course, you're buying a graded 9.8. But like I said, there's always deals to be found. I got this for $153.41. That's a first print. And you could tell by the barcode. If you don't know about the secret of barcodes, go look up on the tips and advice videos that I have, and it explains it. But that, to me, is a no-brainer. This is another one I probably have at least 10 copies of. This is already an established character. This is a Bronze Age book. It's getting up there, but you haven't seen anything yet on this book. Now, I'm not talking like Hulk 181s or anything like that. I'm talking, these are all books that you could, some of them might be a little expensive, but they're not out of the realm of possibility. This is a book that, to me, again, is a no-brainer as far as where these are headed. And they did include the price, so let me just rip off the person's address. So I will show that I don't just say a price and don't back it up. Alright, so they actually put them all in one bag. So that's a bad job on the seller's behalf. Alright, so the tape got stuck. Let me slowly, because you don't want to rip. So because I was paying attention to that, the tape got stuck to the front of the cover. So you want to be very, very slow. Otherwise, you'll rip up the color off the cover. You don't want to do like a Band-Aid and just rip it off, because that's where you create the tears. So, again, the wonderful part of doing this live. And there we go. So, no harm, no foul. So this person, sure, okay. So these are mid-grade, but I don't care. These are musts. Issues 1 through 4 of Wolverine #1. This is his first solo series. All 4 of them are newsstand variants. Now, of course, when you're talking Bronze Age, that does not necessarily mean more value. But I want to make sure, see if any of these have the Mark Jewelers variant. And if you don't know about that, look into that. No. But still, I paid, and again, these are probably between 5.0 and 5.5s each. But Hulk 181 is getting really expensive, even a 0.5. And I tell people you can make money even on low grades, because I remember about a year and a half ago, I was telling people you could buy a 0.5 of a Hulk 181 for under $500. Now good luck trying to find it for under $1,000. So don't always go based on the grade, because, you know, if you have a 9.8, good luck trying to sell that one easily. If you have a 0.5, you're going to sell that a lot faster. But after Hulk 181, people are going to go after Giant Size X-Men #1, another book that's skyrocketing. Also, Hulk 180. How long have I been saying that comic is going to get its due? It's starting to get its due. Well, this is the next book that they're going to get. Also, the 80s Wolverine #1, because that's his first actual series. This is just a 4-issue limited series, but this is Wolverine's first solo appearance. These are must-haves in my opinion. If you don't have them, get them, because they're not going to get any cheaper. But they're still within the realm of possibility. Because like I said, I just got these recently, and I'll show you what I paid for all 4. $155.99. That comes out to $38.99 a piece, and all 4 of them are newsstand variants. Now again, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to be more limited. But like I said, there are plenty of people really desiring the newsstand variants of any book nowadays. So for that price, again, to me, it's a no-brainer. All right, 3 more to go. So far, 26 people have hit the like button. I want to thank people so far that are kind enough to hit that like button. So if you haven't had the moment to do that, if you would be so kind as to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. It definitely helps my channel. And sign up for that cash back program. Like I said, if you click on that link and you spend $30 or more within the first 30 days, you get a $30 cash back bonus. So take advantage of that while you can. All right, so we still have more to go. This is another one. It's getting up there, and it's another book I was recommending for a while. You don't want to pass this one up, and it's going to continue to rise in value. And they put another backing board. Again, like I said, I always save those. So this, again, is another no-brainer. Looks pretty darn good. This is easily an 8.0 or higher. Then it would need a pressing and probably go up. Of course, I'd have to check the back. But, of course, and deals are out there. Amazing Spider-Man number 316. This is not anything other than Venom's first cover appearance. But that is popular these days. This book is definitely getting up there. And with the Venom 2 movie coming out, this book is not getting any cheaper anytime soon. And I would be shocked if they stop at Venom 2 and you never see Venom again. They're going to milk this one for a while. So this cow's going to give a lot more milk, especially if they bring him over to the MCU. I mean, these books will skyrocket. Because if you could see Amazing Spider-Man 300, that book's starting to become unobtainium in higher grades. Like I said, 20 years ago, you could have bought those and seen them in the comic book shelves for $10 and people would have passed them by. But not anymore. But here's the difference. This, and again, I have a couple of these now. I'm starting to focus on the newsstand variant. Deals are out there. So this, like I said, is at least probably about an 8.0 or higher. A pressing, because it has a little indent along the spine. A pressing will fix that. You're talking probably upper 9s. For this book, I paid $183.25. And I didn't buy this 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I bought this about a month and a half ago. So, to me, this is a no-brainer. Actually, I bought it, they mailed it May 3rd. So it hasn't even been a month. So $183 for this book, to me, is a steal. You can't even get a 5.0 of this for that price, for the newsstand variant. Newsstands are more important with the modern. Because remember, right around the 80s is when they started having a lot more comic book stores open. So to get a higher grade newsstand variant of a modern book is definitely worth getting if you can get them. Alright, so 2 more. This is another one I have several copies of and found a deal recently. This book is a no-brainer when it comes to modern books. But of course, like I always say, deals are always out there unless you think, oh, there aren't any. Because then you won't look, then you won't find them, and you make what you said to be true. Why would you do that? But the good thing about people like that is less competition for people like me who will buy them up. So to me, these books are no-brainers. This is another book that's getting up there price-wise. But like I said, deals are out there if you look for them. Don't be what I call Negative Nancy, who is always, oh, I can't do this, and oh, I won't do that, and woe is me. And if you want to be a victim, you're always going to be a victim. And you know, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I haven't lived the high life. You know, I've almost died several times. I even have a video on this very channel, November of 2019, when I first moved here to Florida. I was in the hospital for 5 days, almost died. I've had situations in my life that have not been easy, but yet I can still achieve because I don't sit there with a woe is me attitude. Trust me, changing your attitude is a big thing. And if you believe it's not, well, if you enjoy being, you know, Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, you know, that's a choice. This is in great condition. I was actually pretty shocked when I saw this in the wild. I bought like 3 to 4 of these for like $12 when they first came out. So that's a no bargain. That's a no-brainer. This book is still majorly expensive, but I got a deal. This is definitely a book to pick up. This is Marvel Now, all new Marvel Now .1, so that is a handful. So this is the first Kamala Khan. I'm not sure if it's a cameo or what it is, because there's so many different comics where it's a cameo and a first cover, and it's all over the place between Captain Marvel 14 and this book. But it's definitely a key Kamala Khan book to get. This book is going up to $1,000 and more for even 9/6s. I paid, and this was mailed out April 12th of this year, so it's not like I bought it 3 years ago. I got it for $107.99. That, to me, is a steal, considering what the prices are now. I'm not talking about somebody who bought it off the shelf. Obviously, the $107 is not a steal, but I'm talking about what the prices are today. So, Made to Last says, hey, are you still in the Heart Foundation? I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming you're talking to somebody else. All right, this one took a little while because this came from Canada. So this was mailed out. Let me see if it has a date. Not that I see, but it took almost a month to get here. But again, I'm going to make sure I don't clip the comic. This is a book I got recently. This book, if I see it for around this price, I will buy it all day, every day. This is a book, you know, the graded copies are going through the roof at this point. And this particular character has not seen a movie yet, but they will. So to me, it's a no-brainer to get them now, even if the price is going up, because the price is going to continuously go up. So this is, I think, either at least my third copy, if not my fourth copy. Because again, when I see these books, and I can get them for a reasonable price, some of these books, especially the last couple ones, I will pay at value if I have to. But as you see, I pay below value most of the time. But especially like this book, if it was going for $800 and I saw it for $800, to me it would be a no-brainer to pick it up. But I didn't pay the full price on this, and when you see it, you'll wonder how these things still get out there. So this is either my third or fourth copy. I'm sending this one to get graded. It looks like a pressing can help it. It's got a couple of little indents, but they do not break color. So this could easily be another 9.8. I think 2 of them that I've already gotten graded. So yeah, so I do have 4 of them. Both of them came back. I think one maybe a 9.6, or they're both 9.8s. I'm not sure. But this is a no-brainer. This is the last one. Young Avengers #1. This is the Wizard Con variant. And this one was signed. It's hard to see because he put it in silver ink. Signed by Alan Heinberg. These books in 9.8s are selling for almost $3,000 at this point and up. I didn't pay anything close to that. Now, of course, this is raw, so it doesn't guarantee a 9.8, but at least 1, if not 2 of them I've already sent in have gotten a 9.8. I know one of them is guaranteed. I just forgot the other one. I think it might also be a 9.8. But because these are newer books, people really took care of them, and they haven't been around long enough to really, you know, get too much damage unless you didn't store it properly. I paid $481 for this book. You can't even get this book raw, unsigned, the regular first print for about that price. This is the rarest of them all, and this, of course, is the first appearance of the Young Avengers, but the first appearance of Kate Bishop, who has been confirmed there's going to be in the MCU along with the Young Avengers. Whether they use the original cast or they change it around remains to be seen, but there's a lot of different first appearances in here, and to get this book is a no-brainer because they haven't made any trailers yet. So even though this book is expensive, it's going to double, triple once they start doing the trailers. Because I remember, because like I said, I have several copies of Ultimate Fallout 4. When I saw Ultimate Fallout 4, the 1 in 25 variant, selling at a 9.8 for $1,000, even I thought that was high. But that's only because I paid $100 for mine. Well, good luck getting that book for under $8,000 in a 9.8. So these books, especially these newer books, when they get up there, and if they make these characters, you know, if they do them justice and don't go too far into the social justice warrior aspect, and they actually spend time to make likable characters, not, oh, I'm a different sex or gender, so like me and I'm all powerful, and if you don't, you're a jerk or a hater. If they actually make characters that people like, I mean, that's one of the reasons why people like Miles Morales. When they made the movie, they made him vulnerable. They made him have to gain his powers. They made him not confident, which meant he had a character arc. So when he got his powers, people cheered him. That's why so many people, including myself, don't like what they did with Captain Marvel. Because of the fact of, oh, if you don't like it, you're a sexist, and she had every power and she could do no wrong. Well, there's no story arc. You don't grow to like the character because they have no faults, no weaknesses in the beginning. So where's the arc? So people like Miles Morales, if you watch the Spider-Verse, and if you haven't, you got to watch it. It's a great movie. He's unconfident. He's unsure of himself. He's actually clumsy. He admits he's scared and he doesn't know what he's doing. And he has to be mentored. And he starts gaining his confidence. So you grow with the character and you like him. It's not, oh, look, I am a different colored character. You got to like me and I'm all powerful. No, it's all about the story. So the Young Avengers, I'm sure financially will do well. But if they go the route of Captain Marvel, this is not going to be as popular. Look how much the Captain Marvel prices in comics have gone down. People don't like that stuff. Look how much Miles Morales goes up. So it's not about sexes and creeds and things like that. It's story, and it's also presenting it in a way that doesn't make you feel horrible if you don't like the character. It's okay to not like things. You know, if I hate broccoli, nobody is going to be sending me an emails trying to cancel me because I don't like broccoli. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. So I hope they do these characters justice and make them characters we like, and not just say, well, this is a woman, or this is a person who's a diabetic, or this person is from the planet Mercury, and you have to like them, otherwise there's something wrong with you, no matter what they do with the character. I'd rather them have a great story, because then it's okay. I don't care about diversity, unless it's thrown in my face, making me out to be a villain because I didn't like what they did. So that remains to be seen. So again, this is the #1 book. If you can find deals for like I just did on this one, and like I said, this is signed, $481 to me is a no-brainer. You know, obviously, if you don't have the money for it, you know, one of the things I tell people all the time is you don't always have to have money to have comics. If you are good at installing air conditioners, and you tell somebody, oh, I'll install your air conditioner, and all you have to do is, instead of paying me money, give me a comic book. Or I'll mow your lawn, or I'll shovel the snow. But if you live in Florida, you don't have to worry about that one. But what I'm trying to say is there's always ways. You can do trades. It disappoints me when I see people making comments say, oh, I don't have the money, so therefore I could never get it. Well, you're making that true because you're making no effort. Your mind is there to think. Use it. So if you have a trade or a skill, you know, even if you are a person that can get rid of viruses on a computer, you can tell somebody, instead of going to some computer store where they'll charge you $600-700 to get your computer fixed, say, how about, I see you have a comic I want, I have a service you want, let's do a barter. No taxes in a barter. There's no fees in a barter. So, you know, the people that limit themselves always have something that limits them. Don't be those people. And if you are, change your mindset. Because like I said, even with the little bit of money I came into, I didn't get $10,000. I didn't get $100,000. I didn't get $10 million. But I had enough to pay some bills, give my wife some for her operation tomorrow, and buy one really nice comic and a couple of little small ones. And that was it. But there's always a way. So don't be discouraged. Don't be, like I said, don't be a negative Nancy. It does not serve you well. So those are the books. If you like them, hit the like button. If you want to comment and share your thoughts on them or recommend other books, because trust me, there's plenty of other books out there that can go up there. But I am at the point, like, because people say, how come you don't make these kind of videos very often? Well, a lot of the books that I've been talking about over the years still haven't reached their peak yet. So they're still, even, like I said, Hulk 181, you think it's expensive now? Wait until they pick an actor. Wait until they put out a trailer. Wait until he's in his first cameo end credit scene in a movie. What about Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer? They haven't shown anything on those characters yet, so they still have room to build. So now I'm focused, now that finally, after a few years, the next generation is getting ready to come out. And that's what I'm concentrating on now. So a lot of the books that I've recommended have not reached their peak yet. Yes, some of them are expensive, and yes, some are out of the realm of possibility. But again, you can always make deals. You can always do barters. There is always a way. I will never give up on something, because you know what? Like I said, I think I have 4 of this copy. I didn't buy them when they first came out. I missed the boat. But yet, I'm able to buy them for much cheaper than most people. Not because I'm lucky. Not because I have millions of dollars in my trust funds, which I do not have. It's because I know there are always deals out there, unless I do not take the opportunity to search for them. So that's what I do, and that's what I hope you will do. So thank you to the 39 people that hit the like button. Let's pick today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. Again, you don't have to be a subscriber. You just got to be in the live chat. But we have right here, we're going to scroll back a little bit, see who's been here and still who is here. We're going to go with Adrian Vasil, or Vasily. Forgive me if I say that wrong. You are the first surprise subscriber shout out. And we're going to go with Junk Drunk. I like the name. If you, either one of you, because you're both today's surprise subscriber shout outs, if either one of you have a YouTube channel and you want to post a link to either your YouTube channel or to one of your videos, you can send that link. If you'd prefer to do social network like Facebook or Twitter, and you want to share the link to their Instagram, you can do that instead. Or if you sell on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, any of those places, and you'd rather sell, send a link to one of your auctions or one of your sales, you could do that. So I'll leave it up to either one of you. Give our shout outs a shout out. And just keep in mind, when you post the link, it does have to be approved first, so you will not see it right away. And if you are one of the people that browses the comment section to read other people's comments, and I hope you do, if you see a link, it means it has been approved. So go give them a like, go give them a view, or check out what they have to sell. So in the meantime, if you would be so kind to hit the like button, and you could leave a comment, let me know what you think about these books and the prices I paid for them, and if you think they are worth getting. And share your experiences too. If you got a gold mine and you made a deal and you listened to some of my advice and all of a sudden things change for the better, report that. Let's get some more positivity in this world. Too much negativity. And trust me, I've seen enough negativity to last 100 lifetimes in my life. So you are what you make your life to be. So you might as well try and make it as positive as possible. You know, I just lost a grandfather recently. My wife's about to go into surgery tomorrow. We're about to lose one of our aunts either tonight or tomorrow night. She's been fighting heart problems for the past 5 years, and tonight or tomorrow may be her last day. And it's on the other side of Florida, but I can't go because I have to bring my wife to surgery, so I'm going to miss that out. You know, life always continues. Life always finds a way. So you can be negative and say, woe is me, or you can try and be as positive as you can. When the world gives you lemons, you can make lemonade. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the people kind enough to hit the like button. Thanks for watching and joining the live chat. Give our shout outs a shout out. And do not forget, it is not you. It's not I. It is We Love Comics. See, I don't even know my own slogan. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next video.